Week 15 of 30 here in USL League One. Hard to believe we're already halfway through this season, coming to you tonight from Warner Park, home of first place Union Omaha, as the visiting Flamingos of Forward Madison come in looking to knock the Owls off their perch. Joe Malfa here with you this evening. So glad you could join us on ESPN Plus. Near the midway point of the season, the table is about as crowded as it could be, and tonight's match crucial for both Madison and Omaha. As we take a look at it, you'll see 4 teams tied with 16 points, Madison among them. They're only 3 points above 11th, and if they win tonight, they'll only be 3 points from the top, where you have Omaha, Greenville, and Chattanooga all sitting with 22 points. Now for Omaha, what has powered them to this start this season? A 3-0-2 run in their last 5 games, unbeaten in their last 6 overall. And they have been efficient, not very flashy. Just defensively, they've only allowed 8 goals this season. Every other team in the league has allowed at least 12 or more. Part of the reason Jay Mims has been the coach of the month for the month of June. But they're not perfect. They have 1 loss on the season, and it came against Forward Madison. Carl Craig's bunch looking to return to their form, though, of earlier in the season, in which they started unbeaten in their first 4 matches. Christian Diaz will be key to that, defensively and offensively from his right fullback position. He's so immense with the interceptions, with the tackles, and he helps set the tempo coming up and down that flank to set up Jake Keegan, who has 6 goals on the season. He's been tremendous so far this year and in his career. If he scores tonight, he'll be tied for the most goals in USL League One history. Should be a great one between Madison and Omaha, who have already met twice this season. Both times in Madison, both 1-goal games, with each team earning a victory. Madison took the first, Omaha took the second. Who will take the third? Lineups and kick between the Owls and Flamingos next on ESPN Plus.
I'm actually the first person in my whole entire family, teenagers, adults, kids, grandparents, that's gotten my bachelor's degree. It was 16 hours to Missouri, and then we picked up my dad and my brother, and then it was another 5 hours here. I didn't get a walk for high school. Everyone else gets that opportunity, so when it came to this, I was like, I don't care how far it is away.
We would like to thank these awesome restaurants in the Omaha Metro for providing team meals to our players during the 2021 season. Chick-fil-A Bellevue, Vitality Bowls, Papio Pit Barbecue, The Corner Kick, Epoca Cantina, and Beacon Hills. We appreciate your support and the team meals during our 2021 season. Tonight we would like to welcome our Centris Federal Credit Union ball kids. If you want to be a Centris ball kid at the next Union Omaha match, visit unionomaha.com/community to sign up. Thank you to Nebraska State Soccer for helping us select the Centris ball kids. Just about set to get things going at Warner Park in Papillion, Nebraska. Joe Malfa here with you for this clash between the Owls and Flamingos of Union Omaha and Forward Madison. They've met twice already, as I mentioned before. The first one, a victory for Madison. They took that one 1-0 at Bree Stevens Park. Both of the games so far have been up in Madison. The next 2 times they meet, including tonight, will be in Nebraska. That first time around, it was Suko who got the goal in the 58th minute of the 1-0 win. Second time around, an early own goal against Madison put Omaha up 1-0. Jake Keegan would equalize in the 35th minute, and then Amir Alihodzic would win it with a goal in the 51st minute. 2 very even matchups. Jay Mims' squad got the better of Forward Madison. The second time around, he was the June coach of the month, and here is his lineup tonight. A lot of the usual suspects, except for in goal. Kevin Piedrahita gets the start tonight in favor of Rashid Nuhu, who has been tremendous this season for Union Omaha, but the first home start for Piedrahita at the back for an Omaha squad that does not allow many goals, just 8 this season. Carl Craig, the May Coach of the Month, looking to get a victory on the road and help jumpstart this squad back on track. They started off the season unbeaten in their first 4, looking to get back to that. It's stating the obvious, but they'll rely on Jake Keegan to help drive the bus. 6 goals this season. Looking for some better service from the flanks. Carl Craig wanted this team to be a little bit more efficient in the build-up and in the box. We'll see if they can make good on that tonight on the smaller field here at Warner Park. Madison in the whites, Omaha in the blacks. Crowd into it already on a beautiful night at Warner Park. Just awaiting the whistle from Kevin Ficar. There it is, underway. Friday Night Football here in USL League One, the only game going on tonight in all of USL. Madison comes in 1-2-2 in their last 5 after a 3-1-2 start. Carl Craig not at all pressing the panic button after a 4-1 loss last week against North Texas. Before they took the road trip down to Omaha, they had their final practice, and at the end they had a huddle. Jake Keegan broke the huddle, and he reminded everybody, they win this game, they're only 3 points away from first place. As hard to believe as that is, the table is so tight. With 16 points in 8th place, they're only 3 points above 11th, but a win tonight, and they're 3 points out of first. So get last week's 4-1 loss against North Texas out of the mind, get the taste out of the mouth, and get 3 points tonight and start looking back in the right direction. Union Omaha coming off of a bye week. We haven't seen them since July 3rd. Bye week didn't really come at a good time for them. They wanted to keep playing, unbeaten in 6 straight matches. Starting on the front foot here, Ferdy Souza sends a cross in near Elma N4, but it doesn't quite get there. N4 in the starting lineup tonight. It's been a while since we've seen him in that role. A chance here for N4. It stopped, it bounces, saved off the line. Connor Tobin with the header. Omaha somehow does not put that one over the line to get the quick goal. Elma N4 already making a difference in the starting lineup. Via Dare, a little bit too wide of N4. Not showing any signs of rust early on from that week off for Union Omaha. 3-0-2 in their last 5, 6 in a row unbeaten overall. Their last loss came on May 26th against these Flamingos. High pressure from Omaha, too much so from Ferdy Souza. Take another look at that opportunity. Initial ball put in by Souza. Headed away, eventually finds N4 again. Phil Brino makes the stop. Falls right for Hurst. Saved off the line. Tobin did well to hustle back. Threaded through for Keegan. Working on Knutson. And it goes Omaha's way. Dalton Knutson, the only player this season for Omaha who has played all 990 minutes. Depth is something that Jay Mims wants to work on for this Omaha squad. So far this season, they've used 18 outfield players. 3 of them haven't topped 40 minutes. He knows that depth is the one thing that could hold them back as the season goes along. He needs to keep guys fresh. Need to have more guys who could contribute. It's nobody's fault, really. Just a lot of injuries throughout the season have hindered that. But as he pointed out, through all the injuries, through the lengthy road trip to start the season, they're sitting atop the table. So it's only up from here for the Owls, and they're already at the top. Madison settling into a little bit of possession. Looking forward. Carl Craig not at all discouraged or intimidated by the smaller confines here in Omaha after playing last week on one of the bigger pitches in the league against North Texas. Felt that it would actually help them out. What they've been struggling with has been creating chances, finishing chances. Feels the smaller field will help them knock a few more balls into the box. Could help produce a few more chances. And once they get one or two, feels the floodgates could open for the squad. But they also have a depth problem. 16 outfield players have played this season. One of them, Christian Enriquez, just signed in mid-June. So they are on the hunt for some more bodies who can get in the mix as well. Enriquez has already made a big difference for Madison in that midfield. Carl Craig wants him to patrol more defensively, which would allow the likes of Aaron Malloy to get further forward a bit and pull the strings in the attack. Heavy touch from Hiro Bariga Toyama. Was the team's 12th man in 2019. 17 of his 26 appearances came as a sub, but Bariga Toyama has featured ever since then. 14 starts last year, and he has started each game so far this season. Verity Souza. And 4 stays on. The official keeps the flag down, and 4 has it deflected. Leonard gives it away. Otieno stepped in the way of it. The assistant referee on the near side, Christian Little, was pointing to a defender that kept N4 on as the players around stopped playing, but did not amount to anything for Omaha in the end anyway. Very curious to see what the tactics look like tonight from Jay Mims. Felt that the Owls had some chances the first time these teams met that 1-0 loss, but felt they were thoroughly outplayed. Felt their butts were kicked, direct quote, in that first half against Madison the first time they met, and that's not something that's happened very often to this Omaha squad. So when they met just 10 days later, it totally changed up the tactics. It worked. They won that game 2-1. Curious to see as this game goes on what the identity looks like for Omaha, but the game itself takes on a different identity on this smaller field here at Warner Park than it would at Breese Stevens. Souza over the top, all the way out for Boyce, and the flag goes up this time. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Piedrahita off his line, making his first home start for the Owls. Rashid Nuhu just getting a night off. Working very hard this season. 10 matches already he's started. Microscopic goals against average of 0.7. So a chance tonight for the veteran Piedrahita. Has spent most of his career in the top flight of Colombia. Faced 3 shots, made 2 stops in a 1-1 draw against Toronto earlier this season. Quick toss to N4, darting to the end line. Out for a Madison throw. And Ford didn't think so. Just the 3rd start of the season for Elma N4. Hasn't quite found the form he had for Lansing back in 2019 when he had 4 goals and 3 assists. Just 1 goal, 1 assist last season. Last season for Omaha. And nothing yet this season. JP Skiers tonight for Omaha. Handball here goes against Ali Hodzic. Skiers picked up the red card in their last match, July 3rd. 1-1 draw against Chattanooga. And coming into today, Skiers, prior to that red card, had pretty much played every minute for Omaha. Their first foray without him tonight. Tobin lofts the ball in. Hangs up there for quite a while. Hurst nods it on. Fernandez over to front him. And Force streaking down the middle. Great tackle by Fernandez. Otieno missed a few games early this season due to injury. Jay Mims feels that we have not seen the best of him yet as he's working back into form. Shouts for handball from the Omaha bench as Leonard fell on top of it. Malloy comes away with it. 11th start of the season for Malloy. Has 2 goals and tied for the team high with 2 assists. Carl Craig thinks there's another level to his game that could be unlocked. Coming into the year, he didn't feel that Malloy would be here long. Come the end of the season, teams in USL Championship or the MLS would be knocking on his door. Feels the addition of Enriquez next to Malloy could help unlock that next level. Out to Boyce in space. Flag stays down. Boyce the shot! Did it go through the net? It went through the net. Devin Boyce puts the Owls up 1-0. I don't know if the hole was there already or if it was that rocket that put it there, but the Owls fly high and take the 1-0 lead. They say you never know what you're going to see when you come to the ballpark. Not for baseball tonight, but that one goes through the far netting. Second goal of the season for Devin Boyce. It was fed there from Connor Doyle. Team high 4th assist of the season. We'll take another look at it right there through the net. You see the hole. Ten minutes into this one. And Boyce, the difference maker. Had 1 goal and 2 assists last season. He's already bested that now with his 2nd goal to go with 2 assists this season. Alehodzic on the run, not going to get to that one. Doesn't look like they're repairing it, so just keep in mind the rest of the night, whenever there is a shot towards that right goal near the right post, be mindful of the fact that there is a hole. So if it comes from the inside of the post and goes out, it might have been a goal. If it comes from the outside of the post and goes in, it'll be a goal kick. And this is a great spot for Omaha to be in. Not a team that concedes much, just 8 goals on the season, tops in the league. Jay Mims attributes that to the work they put in on defense every day. 6-0-2 when they do score that first goal. And again, with just 8 goals conceded this season, it's not hard to see why. Madison has a long road back now, 1-3-2 when conceding the first goal. Jay Mims acknowledged that on this smaller field, everything is transition. Free kick, goal kick, corner kick, throw in. Everything could turn into a transitional attack. So they spend a lot of extra time in the preseason working on their defensive shape, getting back in transition. And so far, paid great dividends so far this season. 11 matches in, 8 goals conceded. Combination of the work they've put in, the mindset, their tenacious defensive efforts, plus all their skill sets, plus a backstop like Rashid Nuhu, who's come up time and time again with big save after big save. But it's Piedrahita's job tonight between the sticks, and he'll have to defend a corner kick, first of the match for forward Madison. Malloy sets it up, goes short, gets it back. Flag stays down on the far side. Omaha did not step quickly enough. Shot from distance is blocked. Running through it, Tobias Otieno. Ali Hodzic was trying to go quickly in transition, had N4 streaking down the middle. Couldn't find it, but now Malloy does. The Penn State man lays it off for Bariga Toyama. Eric Leonard in the starting lineup tonight, bottom of your screen. Receiving that pass from Tobin, just making his third start. Coming after 2 years in which he started 26 games in 19 and 13 games of the 16 in 2020. Bariga Toyama pleading his case here. Kevin Fikar looked like he was reaching to the pocket initially. Might have had a chat with fourth official Isado Manovic, and now having a chat with Giro. N4 was slow to get up, but now jogging lightly back to his spot atop the formation. A quarter of an hour into this, Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN+. The lone goal so far belongs to Devin Boyce, 11 minutes in on the assist from Connor Doyle. Omaha unbeaten in their last 6, looking to make it 7. Starting off on the right foot. Third meeting between these two teams this season. First time around, a 1-0 win for Madison. That was May 26th. That's the last time Omaha has lost a game. Second time they met, Omaha scored early in that one too. 7th minute own goal. Put them up 1-0 before Jake Keegan equalized in the 35th minute. Always have to be aware of Jake Keegan's positioning, especially on a smaller field like this. Over the top, looking for Keegan. Not going to get there. 6 goals on the season. If he gets another tonight, Jake Keegan, he will tie Ronaldo Damas for the most in League One history with 21. Goalkeeper to goalkeeper. Big possession disparity the last time these teams met. Madison controlled the ball 70% of the time. That comes after the first meeting when it was a 50-50 split. So far in this one, 60-40 in Madison's favor, splitting the difference between those two games. Carl Craig noted in our chat this week he wants to see if somebody other than Jake Keegan is capable of stepping up offensively. He'll take Jake Keegan stepping up as many times as he wants to because it's positive for the team. But looking to the likes of Derek Gebhardt, who's got 3 goals this season, Justin Suko, who scored the winner the first time these teams met. Can they step up and join the fun with Jake Keegan? They've lacked that clinical touch in the final third. They've lacked that linking ball up to that top line. Changing up the tactics a little bit, trying to push Malloy a little further forward with Enriquez and Leonard sitting underneath. See if Malloy can help unlock the full potential that they have offensively. Just 13 goals for Madison. That's 11th out of 12 in the league. And nearly half of them, 6 of them, from Jake Keegan. They've done better defensively. 5th in the league in goals against with just 14. Reno under some pressure, nearly gives it away with Boyce crashing in. And to be fair to Madison, with those 14 goals conceded, 4 of them came in that last game against North Texas, so wipe that game out. And they're looking in much better shape defensively as well. Well, on your bingo card at home, there's 2 things you don't see a lot. The first goal went through the net, and now you get a foul throw called. Every now and then, it'll be enforced, but the foot came up on the throw. Anybody well in tune with their League One history knows one of the fun spots on that bingo card will be an indirect free kick in the box. Haven't seen one of those in a while, but you never know. Flicked on. Keegan not there in time. Kroll comes marauding through to guide it away. Take another look back at that foul throw. Any kids watching, don't do what Dami Villader just did. That right foot came up. Good thing for Omaha, he is much better with his feet. One-time player of the week this season. He's played 989 of the team's 990 minutes coming in, with a goal and 2 assists and a team high 27 tackles, 45 passes, and 36 crosses. Just let somebody else take the throw in the next time. Verity Souza, some good footwork, chips it up to himself, clears it down the field, and it falls for Hurst, who was robbed of a goal earlier by Connor Tobin. That ball curling, stays in for Devin Boyce. Didn't matter in the end. Madison contingent there behind the goal. Fan base that travels so well. Suko inside, Malloy. Space to take a shot. Never picked his head up, was always looking to pass. Boyce's goal, the difference, gets it from Verity Souza. Finds Toby Otieno. Joined the fray very late last season, Otieno. Started 5 games down the stretch after getting to the U.S. almost in October last year. Box-to-box midfielder. 21 tackles in those just 5 games last year. Jay Mims noted he hasn't quite found that level yet. Tonight making his 5th start this year. Ali Hodzic not making life easy for Bariga Toyama. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. Ali Hodzic scored the last time these teams met, floats it over the top. And 4 watches it sail by. That was the winner the last time these teams met, Ali Hodzic, in the 51st minute. Still his only goal so far this season, now making his 6th start, 11th appearance. Madison fans that took the approximately 7-hour ride, hoping their team can level things here. Three shots on target already in this one for Omaha. That bests their totals from the first 2 times these teams met combined. Just 1 shot on target on May 26th, 2 shots on target on June 6th, already 3 tonight. Jake Keegan has not had the service yet in this one to make the impact. Madison finding their way. The captain, Verity Souza, given the armband late last season, has kept it ever since. It's given up by Sebastian Contreras. The veteran was dealing with some injuries down the stretch. Jay Mims and Contreras got together to select the next captain. For them, the choice was easy. Verity Souza, he's had the band ever since. Coming from a very deep offside position that time. Ali Hodzic. Carl Craig wasn't sure what to expect at the early stages of this game. Felt the first two times these teams met, the games followed very different scripts. And that goes hand in hand with what Jay Mims was saying about Omaha changing up the tactics when they met the second time around 10 days after that first meeting. Mixing in the smaller field, again, that gives the game a different identity. Carl Craig, though, felt it'd be a good thing. Would allow the Flamingos to get some more balls in the box, get some more chances. It hasn't turned out that way so far. They have the possession in their favor at 62%. Just one shot, none on target so far. And a lot of that possession has been like this, passing around the back. Omaha maintaining the shape. A lot of long balls searching over the top for Madison that haven't found white jerseys on the end of them. Bariga Toyama commits the foul. This is a good spot here for the Owls to get in a dangerous cross. Second time Bariga Toyama has committed a foul. Certainly now on Kevin Ficar's radar. And Ali Hodzic on the radar right now of the trainers. Hasn't gotten up yet. Sixth start of the season for Ali Hodzic. Third round pick by the Sounders in the 2016 draft. Another look at this one here. Tangling of the feet with Bariga Toyama. Looked like he might have gotten stepped on. Ali Hodzic played for Jay Mims at University of Nebraska, Omaha from 2012 to 2015. All Summit League honoree, 8 goals in 65 appearances. Along with Otieno, Ali Hodzic, one of those players that Jay Mims feels could be like an acquisition down the stretch. Obviously, somebody who's been in the mix all season long, but feels he has another level, another gear to his game, that once he finds it, it would be like a summer transfer to help jolt this team. Adair positions it. Left-footed service, curls in near the penalty spot. Finds its way back out to Otieno. Second ball in. Finds the hands of Phil Barino. 11th start this season. 3 clean sheets already. Won't get a 4th tonight. After Devin Boyce found and broke the net in the 11th minute. As it stands, Omaha would go 3 points clear of anybody else in League One if this result holds. Brino, did he keep that in? He did not. Corner kick coming for the Owls. Greenville's got 22 points through 12 games. Chattanooga, 22 points through 11 games. The Owls looking to clear themselves from the pack. A chance here to possibly find a second goal after this one. Yep, just out for a corner. Devin Boyce. Already with a goal. Could he find an assist here on the corner? Dami Villader out as a short option. Villader back. Now Boyce from a better angle. Boyce sends it in. Gebhard gets ahead to it. Falls for the volley. That's blocked. And then off the face of Ali Hodzic, Doyle sends it back in. It falls for Villader, but the flag goes up on Dami Villader. Dicey moments at the back for Madison. They try to get back into this one. 4 teams with 16 points from 5th place down to 8th place. As it stands, Madison would have 16 through 12 games. That would equal New England's mark. South Georgia has those 16 points, but through 15 games. Toronto through 13 games. So New England and Madison each have a game on Toronto and 3 games on Tormenta to make up the difference. Top 6 teams this year make the playoffs. And we're going to have quite the race as the summer goes on. From 4th place down to 11th place, separated by just 4 points. And then a 3-way tie at the top with 22 points each. Omaha, Greenville, Chattanooga. Late whistle back behind the plate. Boos from the crowd, and 4 picks up a yellow. Take another look at it. And 4. A little bit late maybe on the challenge. Ball was already off the foot of Gustavo Fernandez. Fernandez, one of 3 players on this Madison squad that has played every minute of the season coming in. Keegan, Tobin, the other 2. Bariga Toyama takes it up the wing. Finds Suko. Methodical possession again from Madison. They haven't found anything, though, in the danger area. 3rd foul now against Bariga Toyama. Yellow card coming out of the pocket, it seems, and he goes back to have some words with Ali Hudzic. Bariga Toyama's got to be careful here. He's getting yellow for the foul. Don't want to compound that with a second one for the antics. Heavy touch from Bariga Toyama. Tried to regather. Came in with the foul. In and of itself, not necessarily a yellow card foul, but it's the 3rd time now that he has drawn the ire of our official, Kevin Ficar. Ali Hudzic still down. 2nd time that he's been left on the ground injured after a foul from Bariga Toyama. Bariga Toyama perhaps fortunate to still be in this one. After that first foul he committed in the first few minutes, Kevin Ficar was reaching for that pocket to pull out the yellow on his walkover. Perhaps thought better of it, perhaps got word from the 4th official, Asad Omanovic, to keep the card in the pocket because that foul happened right in front of the 4th official. You can see there, Kevin Ficar holding up the 3 fingers, reading his lips, the 3rd foul. Bariga Toyama now has to be careful. Key on this team, defensively and offensively, up and down that wing. Very aggressive player coming into this one. Had the most duels on the team with 133 and the most duels won with 75 of them for Giro. Second most minutes on the squad back in 2020. Now near the top again, just behind that trio of players who have not yet stepped off the field. Back to the action. Pietrahita gets us going. And 4 flicks it on. Ali Hudzic seems fine now. Doyle sends it back in. Tobin comes through via Dare. Working against Gebhard. Cycles back, finds Doyle, who had the assist on the boys' goal. Doyle sends it in. Fernandez heads it out. Keegan dropping deeper to get into the action. Again, too far out in front of Keegan. Carl Craig up out of the seat, waving his team forward, wants some pressure. Madison just disjointed once they've crossed the midfield line tonight. Reno confident off the line, gets there ahead of N4. "35 minutes gone. Madison still just has one shot, none on target. They had 23 shots in the first two matches combined between these two teams back on May 26th and June the 6th. So far, the opposite of what Carl Craig expected. Felt there'd be more deliveries, more shots, more opportunities on this smaller field. But just one shot through 35 minutes after 23 in the first two meetings combined. Tune into ESPN2 Saturday as the USL on ESPN continues with the Mountain Division clash. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC and the new Widener Field step into the national spotlight, welcoming San Antonio FC. Don't miss a second this Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. More physical play between these two teams. Now that's something we saw too the first two times they met. 25 combined fouls in the first meeting, 28 in the second meeting. Certainly on that pace, already 14 tonight. Forward to Hurst. Tobin comes through and knocks it off of Hurst. It'll be a Madison throw, well done by the veteran center back. 34 years old now, Connor Tobin. Not showing it. He's played every minute of the season. Such great ties to that Madison community. The bonds have been forged. Cookies have been made for the fans. Beverages after games have been shared with the fans. They love Connor Tobin, and Connor Tobin loves them. Part of the reason he came back this season. Came back because he wanted to help deliver them a championship. They're right in the thick of things, of course, in the playoff race, but need to recapture that early season form that saw them unbeaten in their first 4 matches. Boyce steps through. Late flag goes up on Doyle. After the early flurry, haven't been too many more opportunities for the Owls either. They haven't lacked quite as much in the attacking half as Madison has so far tonight, but after that goal, opportunities few and far between. Knudsen just had to get rid of it. Malloy turns into space. I asked Carl Craig which of his guys as he feels on the verge of a breakthrough. Conversation went to Malloy. Going back to what I was talking about earlier, about bringing Christian Enriquez into the fold. Felt it would allow Enriquez and the likes of Eric Leonard to patrol the space ahead of the back line and allow Malloy to have the confidence, knowing that his position is covered, to go further forward. Start picking out those passes to the likes of Gebhard and Keegan. It's out to Gebhard now. Malloy, top of the box. Keegan in the box. Gebhard still battling through. Shouts for handball given just outside the box. Boyce sheepishly trying to plead his case, but I think he knows what we know, what Madison knows. That was a handball. Another look at it here. Yep, no question about it. Fortunate for the Owls, just outside the box. Opportunity on a set piece. Couple of big targets to pick out. Hasn't been there offensively through 40 minutes for the Flamingos. Malloy can help change that with one flick of the right foot. If he can find another white jersey with a pink collar. On the ground, bouncing around. Madison thought they would earn a corner out of it, but it's a goal kick. Don't mind that thought to put it on the ground. See if a bounce can go your way. There was an own goal the second time these teams met. A lot of legs trying to whack at that one. But in the end, goes wide of the net, out for a goal kick as the Parliament looks on in full voice. Happy with what they've seen so far from their first place Buhos. N4 loses his footing. So did Bariga Toyama on the clearance attempt. Doyle has the assist on the Boyce goal. Finds Kroll, now via Dare, now Boyce. Otieno was calling for it in the middle. Boyce sends it back around. Out to Souza. Otieno threads it through, looks for N4. Ali Hodzic makes the run. N4 finds him. Too far out in front. Elma N4, one of the players Jay Mims keyed in on, and he wants to see the depth improve for this squad. Elma's been really good in training. Came in during a tough time in the match in that Chattanooga game after the Owls had gone down to 10 men. Mims was hoping that N4 could parlay that confidence from the previous game, from the training grounds into this one. And early on, N4 made a big difference. Helped create that chance that led to Greg Hurst. A shot at a nearly open net before Connor Tobin stepped in and headed it off the line. N4 had that first shot that was saved by Brino in that exchange. N4 brings a presence to the top line, very aggressive, very good at picking out the soft spots between the defenders. Jay Mims felt would be a big boost tonight. At N4's feet again. Faraday Souza there. Nifty little slip through to Faraday Souza. Chip towards the back post. Shot cross, not sure, but it goes just wide. Another look at this one from N4. Inventive on and off the field. Inventive move there. Keeps a notebook lying around the apartment. Jots down some of his best ideas. Came up with the bonding tie to button your shirt. Didn't like the way regular ties flapped around. He auditioned for Shark Tank with it, but did not make it on the show. Giveaway. Gebhard through to Keegan. Opportunity for Keegan. Stopped by Piedrahita. The flag stayed down. Keegan was that close to leveling the scoreline. And tying Ronaldo Damas for the most goals all time in League One history. Could he do it here? All the way across. It just misses Gebhard's outstretched right leg. Some confidence maybe for Madison going into the locker room as we're near the halftime whistle. Another look at that first chance. Poor pass across from Knudsen. Gebhard found Keegan with 6 goals on the season. You would have pegged him to score there. But a big stop by Piedrahita making his first start at home. And this one flashed across. Gebhard could not get a foot to it. Three minutes of added time here in this first half for Madison to build upon that little flurry. Can they find a goal to go into the locker room level? If not, at least it'll breed some confidence in the locker room as long as they don't concede here. Up to N4, long run, but he keeps it in. N4 glides past Fernandez and is taken down. Free kick coming for Omaha, a dangerous spot here. Not for a shot, but for a cross. This is where they miss JP Skierce, who leads the team in aerials 1. Big target to pick out in the middle of the box. Skierce serving that suspension for the red card he picked up against Chattanooga on July 3rd, the last time this squad played before a week off. Left-footed Villader, right-footed Boyce. Tell you what, it's not that bad of an angle if Villader wants to try to catch Brino napping and just pull one to the near post with that left foot of his. Now Kevin Ficar comes in and makes him move the ball a couple yards. That changes things a little bit for Villader. Villader does drive it in off the crossbar. Leonard flicked it on. Villader whipped it into the corridor of uncertainty. Don't know if that was a shot attempt or he was hoping for somebody to flash at that near post. It almost worked out anyway with the help of Leonard. Villader in the middle, shouts for handball. It goes wide. Another corner coming for Omaha. Fans immediately pled their case. Just another corner. Played short. Villader sends it in. Over everybody. Otieno turns. Gets another ball in. Again over everybody. And flicked on. Away at the backside. Christian Diaz. Name I haven't called much tonight. See if he can kick things into another gear in the second half. As that brings us to the whistle. 48 minutes gone. 1-0 lead for Omaha, courtesy of the Devin Boyce goal in the 11th minute that went through to the net. Second goal of the season for Boyce puts Omaha on top. The first place Owls continue their success amid a run of 6 matches unbeaten. Can they keep it going in half number 2? Find out in a bit.
At Nebraska Medicine, we're serious about safety. Every extraordinary measure we take is for you and you, so you can get the expert care you need today at every one of our locations. Together, we're elevating our world-leading safety protocols, implementing new social distancing guidelines, and offering care anywhere with telehealth. All so you can continue being your extraordinary you.
Halftime between Omaha and Madison. With that, we'll take a look back at the beginning of Week 15 with the midweek game and the end of Week 14 with a couple of exciting games here in USL League One. We begin with that midweek game, though, Chattanooga against Tormenta. Start things off with some action offensively right out of the gates for Chattanooga. 26th minute. Jonathan Ricketts finds Juan Galindres, and they go up early. It's a team that scores early. It's a team that scores late. More on the latter part of that in a bit. But they got some good defensive performances as well. Some choking goal. Made a few massive saves in this one for Chattanooga to keep it where they wanted it early on. Made 3 saves overall in the match. Here, though, they would run into some trouble. There was a shove in the back. It would lead to a Tormenta penalty. Marco Micheletto, really happy off the heels of Italy's Euro 2020 victory, converts on the PK, makes it 1-1. Not much that could be done about that one, but the keeper diving the wrong way. Micheletto celebrates. Tormenta levels it. Now Chattanooga only has 1 loss this year. It came earlier in the season against Tormenta. This time, though, another late winner. Have you been watching Chattanooga all year? You knew that was coming. Back post, Rafael Minsigan from Marky Hernandez in the 87th minute, and they celebrate with the fans. It was another close shave for Chattanooga, but they get the job done, courtesy of Barber Marky Hernandez and the goal scorer, Rafael Minsigan. Jimmy Obleda's crew is rolling, tied atop the table with 22 points. Now, Madison fans watching this game, look away. It happened, so we got to show it. A 4-1 win for North Texas. The scoring started early, and it was off to Gibran Rayo in the 2nd minute from Freddie Vargas. Not too long after that, Edwin Manjoma from Khalil Ahmedkar. It was 2-0 inside of 16 minutes. Kazu was the player of the week, and he earned that with 2 goals in this one. The first one from Gibran Rayo. If you've played FIFA, you knew this goal was coming. Happens all the time like that. Wide open on the far side. And then a long ball to Kazu from Ahmedkar. So 2 assists for Ahmedkar. Rayo gets 1 as well. And Kazu gets a pair of goals in this 4-1 victory. Madison salvaged some momentum, though, in the end. 6th goal of the season for Jake Keegan in the 81st minute to salvage at least 1 positive out of that defeat at the hands of North Texas. Now, this game had a lot of goals. The next one, Greenville, North Carolina, not so many. As Eric Quill gets to celebrate this victory for North Texas. 0-0 scoreline between Greenville and North Carolina. The player stealing the show was Paul Christensen, made 5 saves starting in this one for Dallas J. Now, how many times have we seen Dallas J end up on the team of the week here in USL League One? So it's not out of the realm of possibilities to see a Greenville keeper getting it. But this week it was Paul Christensen. Shout out to him. Appearance on the team of the week for the 5 saves he made in this 0-0 game. A few beautiful ones, as well as you've seen. Greenville rolling along, 22 points in that 3-way tie with Omaha and Chattanooga. And then to end that previous week, New England, Toronto. A game that was originally supposed to be in Toronto. They flip-flopped home games, and New England made the most of the home field advantage. Joe Rice, currently the Golden Glove leader, makes a big stop there. This goal wasn't the prettiest, but it still got there. Tico Rivera from Noel Buck. This came later on in the match. It put them up. They would hold on for that 1-0 victory because, as I mentioned, Golden Glove leader Joe Rice, he would face a penalty here after Goulbourne went down. Mehdi Asusi would step up, and Joe Rice would preserve the shutout. A 1-0 victory to keep his lead in the Golden Glove race. What a week it was last week. What a start to the week we had with that Chattanooga Tormenta match. We see what we have in store for the rest of Week 15.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Anderson swings it in. Barry making the run, gets a deflection. He puts it in. Colorado Springs has its lead. And the save from Cardoni, it's there, and Cardoni with a huge save. Beautiful ball through, and that's in. Brilliant.
News and notes here in USL League One. Three's a crowd. Look at the top of the table. 3 teams with 22 points. Omaha, Greenville, Chattanooga. Look further down. 4 teams tied with 16 points, battling for those playoff spots. New to the party, North Colorado Hailstorm, Monterey Bay FC Union. Logos and branding unveiled. I'm very partial to North Colorado's Hailstorm. Great logo, great concept. Welcome them to USL League One next season. Perhaps some of their players end up on Team of the Week early and often. This week, Kazu, the player of the week, a 2-goal performance against Madison. He's joined by a lot of fellow North Texas players. What a week they had. El Metcar, Rayo, Munjoma. What a week for North Texas as they continue to climb the standings. Look at the goals leaders here. Marius Lomas ahead of everybody. Tonight's game, Greg Hurst, Jay Keegan, 7 and 6 respectively coming into tonight, specifying that. But Lomas leads the pack with 11. And then the Golden Glove leaders, Joe Rice has played 6 of New England's 12 matches, so he qualifies. Look at that microscopic goals against average, just ahead of Rashid Nuhu. That is shaping up to be a very tight race as well. Next game you'll see in USL League One after this one between Omaha and Madison is Richmond, Fort Lauderdale. Coming up, their second meeting of the season, a big one in the standings. Fort Lauderdale with 17 points in 4th place, and Richmond with 15 points in 9th place. Very crowded table again it is at the moment. Fort Lauderdale has played a lot more games, though, 14 so far compared to Richmond's 11. That one will go a long way into helping us parse through a very crowded table here in USL League One. So will the rest of the games on the upcoming schedule. As you take a look at it this week, big circle on that North Texas Chattanooga game. That should be a really fun one. A lot going on here in League One. Back in a moment. To nothing, Union Omaha back at the park. Plenty of families out there to enjoy this lead for the Owls up on Forward Madison as the Flamingos try to gather themselves going into half number 2. We take a look at the highlights from half number 1 that saw them go down a goal. The opportunities started early for Union Omaha. They didn't have too many opportunities as the half went along. It all came early. First opportunity was a shot from N4 that was stopped by Phil Brino. And the rebound would fall for Greg Hurst. 7 goals this season. You figure you get another. Nope. Connor Tobin heads it off the line. 11th minute, though. More opportunities for the Owls. Doyle with 3 assists on the season. That becomes 4 in a moment as Boyce's goal total goes from 1 to 2, and they need a new net on that side of the stadium. This one breaks the netting, and Devin Boyce breaks the deadlock. 31st minute. Opportunities take a back seat to Cards because the fouls started to rack up for both teams. N4 gets one. Jiro Bariga Toyama threw in a few challenges. 3 times he drew the ire of Kevin Ficar, and the 3rd time here, he was finally shown a yellow. Very physical game between these two teams. 15 fouls in all. The first time they met, 25 fouls. The second time, 28 fouls. On that pace to get near 30 again. Bariga Toyama and Elma Enfor have to be careful. 1-0 lead for the Owls. 7 shots, 3 of them on target. Possession has gone Madison's way, similar to how it did in the first 2 meetings. Slight edge to Madison back in May. Heavy edge to Madison, 70-30 in the possession in June. But they haven't done much with it. It's been a lot of passing around the back. Nothing doing in the final third, just 2 shots, 1 on target. And we are ready to kick things off in half number 2. Owls from right to left in the blocks. Madison defending the left side in their whites with the pink trims. Here we go again in Papillion, Nebraska from Warner Park. First place Owls up 1-0. They have not lost a match this year in which they scored first. 6-0-2. And Madison has not come from behind much to win after going down early. 1-3-2. First 2 meetings were both 1-goal games. A 1-0 win for Madison, May 26th. That's the last time Omaha has lost. Villadare, look at that. From the ground, nutmeg Leonard. Still has it. Villadare chips it across. Much like the first half. Omaha starting quickly. Ferdy Souza has it blocked by Tobin. Falls for Doyle. Finds Otieno. Good vision to spot the open man, Ali Hodzic, on the far side. Execution, though, not up to snuff. See if Madison can build upon the confidence they helped instill late in that first half. The opportunity fell for Keegan, forced Piedrahita to make a big save in just his 2nd start of the season, with Rashid Nuhu getting the night off in goal for the Owls. The way that chance presented itself, felt that Keegan might level things. 6 goals already on the season, 20 in his League One career. It would have tied him for first all time. But a big stop from Piedrahita. Kept things the way they are. You wonder what was said in that halftime chat, though, with Carl Craig. The first 40 minutes, not great for Madison. The last 5 presented some opportunities. Ferdy Souza could have let that one go. You see a couple of teammates there. Kroll, Villadare, arms outstretched. That was certainly going out for a goal kick. And now the Owls have to defend a corner. Could that mental lapse come back to bite them from Ferdy Souza? Malloy goes short. Now it's floated in. Back post towards Leonard. Goes wide. Ferdy Souza can thank the teammates. Leonard undrafted out of Butler, where he was a captain and 3-year starter. Continued his career in Australia, where he had a stellar season in 2018. Before finding his way to Madison in 2019. Again, this season, uncharted territory for him. Started 26 of their 28 games in 2019 and 13 of their 16 games in 2020. This just his 3rd start in 7 appearances through 12 games for the Flamingos for Eric Leonard, now defending as Tommy Villadare strides by. Boyce over the top, falling for Hurst, but Brino off his line. And 4. Harassed by Leonard. More pressure put in by Suko. Ferdy Souza comes away with it. Gets past 1, 2 defenders. The 3rd, Malloy, fronts him. Back to Ferdy Souza. Tobin called for offside, but it was Tobin who kept him on. Great ball from Kroll. Ali Hodzic takes a deflection into the hands of Brino. Doyle takes it down. Boyce sends it forward into space. Long run for Hurst. Has space. 7 goals on the season for Hurst. Cuts in. Sends that one up into the Parliament. After that first one fell for him in the second minute, Hurst hasn't had too many opportunities go his way. Jay Mims' point that I was illustrating earlier in the first half, everything turns into a transition attack on this field. That came out of nowhere, and Hurst just didn't get it right in the end. Quick defensive header, about halfway between the box and midfield from the Owls. Turns into an opportunity for Hurst, who comes sliding in there trying to block that one. Handball against Viader. Madison's loss against North Texas was their first road loss of the season, in danger of back-to-back road losses here. Previously had 1 win and 3 draws on the road ahead of that 4-1 defeat against North Texas. Jay Mims noted that the Owls watched tape of that game. There were some things they picked up from North Texas that they are trying to implement tonight. Would not, of course, divulge what those things were, but noted there were 3 or 4 things that he picked up on from North Texas. Tendencies from Madison that could be exploited. Jay Mims not afraid to change the tactics from game to game based on the opponent. Did it against Madison between games 1 and 2. After game 1, they lost 1-0. Playing 10 days later, gave him an entirely different look. Won that game 2-1. Back-to-back coaches of the month battling it out tonight. Carl Craig, May's coach of the month. Jay Mims, June's coach of the month. Chess match between the 2 coaches, the 3rd time they're meeting this year. They each won one of the first 2. Now N4 has it blocked. Haven't heard much tonight from Christian Diaz down the right flank for Madison. Carl Craig likened him and his role in this squad to that of Philipp Lahm on the 2014 German World Cup winning squad. So important defensively. Previously played as a central midfielder, converted to right back, much like Philipp Lahm. On the ball now, Diaz. But haven't called his name a ton tonight. And he was actually the biggest surprise for Carl Craig, who knew that Diaz was good coming in. 2019 USL League One All-First Team. But was surprised at just how good he was. Way better than advertised. Attention turns now, though, to Toby Otieno, who needs the trainer summoned on. That's not something Jay Mims will want to see. Otieno missed a few games earlier this season due to an injury. Has played 7 matches, starting 5 of them since then. Already Souza, the captain, leans in, concerned for a teammate. Otieno, 22 years old, from Kenya. COVID prevented him from getting here sooner last year, but made a big impact once he got here helped turn the tides for this squad down the stretch. Had a 3-game losing streak as the calendar turned to the second half of the season last year. That was in conjunction with Villader missing a couple of games due to injury. But Villader came back to the lineup. Otieno was inserted into the lineup once he finally got to the U.S. And things changed for the Owls, went on the run to the title game. Gingerly walking off. J. Mims looks on. Talking to the trainer, talking to Toby. Plotting the next move. Does he have to sub him off? Will he be able to continue? For now, they're going to play down a man. Knudsen cuts it off, out for a throw. If Otieno is unable to continue, imagine Ethan Vanacore-Decker might be the move for the Owls and slot Devin Boyce back into the middle of the midfield. Put Vanacore-Decker on the wing. A couple of options, though, on that bench for J. Mims. See which one he goes with. Looks like John Murphy put the jersey on. Flag goes up on Jake Keegan. Two appearances this season for John Murphy, both as a sub. Trained with both the United States and Ireland youth national teams. 6 appearances in USL Championship, most recently with Loudoun United. And if he does sub in here for Otieno after shedding the penny and donning the jersey, it would be just his 3rd appearance this year. He's only played 39 minutes overall. And here is that change. John Murphy in, Toby Otieno out. Hope everything checks out all right with the health of Otieno going forward, especially after seeing him miss a few games early this season due to an injury. J. Mims just got done chatting with me a few hours ago about how Otieno could really help this team into the second half of the season. Hasn't found his best form yet. The form he entered with at the end of last season. Boyce. Tight quarters, knocked out by Leonard. Gebhard ready to take the throw, but it'll be Omaha's ball. Villader comes up. See if he can get it right after the first half when he had that foul throw. Keep an eye on the feet. Both planted to the ground this time. There you go. Murphy, first involvement, looking for Hurst. Didn't get it there. Alihodzic pressuring Bariga Toyama, who unlocks Jake Keegan in some space. Trying for goal to catch Piedra Hita napping, but up to the task. Ten shots now from the Owls, just 3 for Madison. Entirely flipping the script from the 2 games that occurred in Madison this season. Diaz comes through the back of N4.
Connor, hold him. Don't let him run everywhere.
The Adair stands over it, so does Gebhardt. A little staring contest here, and the Adair just quickly plays it into Gebhardt. That's a wise veteran move. Had he not done that, Gebhardt would not have gotten a yellow. But by playing it into Gebhardt, now that's another player on the field for Madison who is in the book. Little things that go unnoticed, but a good move by Viadair. Second time that Knutson has nearly given it away at the back. First time led to the Jake Keegan chance. But he regathers here with a header away. And the flag went up on Jake Keegan to his bewilderment. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC at 157. North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watson, Devin Kerr every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on the radio and the Sirius XM app. Hour gone at Warner Park. Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN+. The lone goal so far, all the way back in the 11th minute for Devin Boyce, his second of the season, on the assist from Connor Doyle. A team-high 4th assist for Doyle in his first season with the Owls after spending last year with Chattanooga. Omaha unbeaten in their last 6. Madison 1-2-2 in their last 5 after starting the season unbeaten through 4 and 3-1-2 overall. Trying to stop a little bit of a skid here. They'll have to do so playing from behind against an Omaha squad that is 6-0-2 when they take a lead this season. Viadair, not it away. Malloy. Murphy puts in a good challenge. Verity Souza comes away with it. Ali Hudzic. Malloy just launches that one. Second match of Week 15 after Chattanooga and Tormenta met on Wednesday. Plenty more to come this week in USL League One. Gebhardt finds Enriquez. More numbers forward now for Madison. Malloy. Heavy touch, but does well to keep it alive. Out to Bariga Toyama. Like it has been the whole night, though. The last ball not there for Madison. Carl Craig wanted them to be more clinical in the final third. He hasn't seen it yet. Boyce, the shot blocked. It falls for Murphy, the sub. Murphy lays it off. And Fort taken down. Irate at the non-call. Looking at it live, thought it was the right one. But the thousands of referees in the stands and the 11 on the field in black jerseys disagree. The other way, sent in. Piedrahita knocks it away. Nearly a penalty on one end, nearly a goal on the other. Enriquez floats one in. From winger to winger, now it's Bariga Toyama. His ball on the ground, driven in and away from Verity Souza. Hurst springs in for it, flag goes up. Some action on the bench for Madison. Fourth official with substitution board in hand. Now puts it down. Gebhard loses it. Murphy sends it the other way. Nobody up and down that right wing for Omaha. Fernandez under pressure from N4. Gebhard takes it down. Gomez looking to check in at midfield for Madison. Next opportunity he gets. Justin Suko will be the one to give way for Carlos Gomez, barring a last-minute change of heart. That was last off of Omaha. Going to be a corner to defend now against Madison. A look back at that shout for penalty from Elma N4. Murphy cut it back. Clean for me, as it was called on the field from Kevin Fikar. Good challenge from Leonard. It is Gomez in, Suko out. 7th appearance of the season for Gomez, coming over from Greenville. Cut back out to Malloy. Floated in. Tobin heads it, and it's in! Connor Tobin, the lifeblood of this team, gives them a lifeline. We're level in the 67th minute. Always a threat on a set piece. A mistake comes back to hurt Omaha. It was a pass attempt back to the goalkeeper from near midfield that went out. Piedrahita got a slight touch to it, but not enough. And the captain, Tobin, puts it in. Well taken down into the ground, over to the corner. Second goal of the season for Connor Tobin. How will that change the game? When these teams met on June 6th, Omaha scored first. Madison leveled the scoreline before Omaha went on to win. But all of those goals came way earlier than that one. 7th minute for Omaha, 35th minute for Madison, and then 51st minute for Omaha. This one comes in minute 67. You'll be hard-pressed to find a player around League One who's as connected to the fans as Connor Tobin. And right after he scored that goal, he bowed in the direction of the traveling Madison fans, occupying the space behind Piedrahita's goal. Not much for the Flamingo fans to be happy about through the first 45. They've looked much better here in the second half and got the goal to show for it. Omaha's only loss this season came at the hands of Madison back in May. Knotted down for Leonard. Back to Enriquez. Now Diaz. Malloy. It was his cross that led to the goal. 3 players were tied with 2 assists for Madison. Now Malloy takes the team lead with 3 after that Tobin goal. 10th second half goal for Madison. Gebhardt on his horse against Villader. Villader wins it for now and earns the goal kick. Four draws so far on the season for Omaha. 6 wins, 1 loss. If they're on their way to a 5th draw, that's part of the reason why, despite their success and the run of being unbeaten in 6 straight games, hasn't led them far from the pack. With those 3 teams all tied with 22 points. Chattanooga had an identical record of 6-1-4 coming into the night. Greg Hurst could help their case. Taken down, clean tackle, Tobin again. Doing it at both ends for Madison. Heads shot over to the far side, looking for the flag again. Justin Mack kept it down. And now a corner for the Owls. Madison just scored on a corner. Can the Owls reciprocate? A little bit too heavy on that touch from Hurst. Allowed Tobin to close the space and ultimately win it. Boyce leaves it for Villader. Now gets it on the short corner. Boyce sends it in. Leonard gets it away. And gathers. Instead lets it out for a throw. Verity Sosa likes to come up and take the long throws from here. Knutson, maybe he'll have a crack at it instead. Knutson, long throw, flicked on. Brino wise to it at the near post. That was the 6th game tying goal from Madison. Chattanooga in second with 5. Belongs to Tobin tonight. Remarkable what he's able to do week in, week out. 34 years old, has played every minute of the season so far after being unsure whether he'd be back for this season. I think he'll tell you, I think Carl Craig will tell you, and I think Madison fans will tell you he made the right choice. Boyce all over Malloy. Very positive night so far from Malloy as well in the middle. He's the player that Carl Craig wanted to see more from, and he's answered the bell tonight. The assist on the goal, number of tackles in the midfield. With Enriquez and Leonard in there, it's allowed him to venture further forward, join the attack a little bit more. The United Soccer League, all 12 League One clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change to the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. Heavy foul here against N4. Yellow card goes against Fernandez. Very physical game both ways. Fernandez might be a little lucky to only see yellow there on second look. Came flying in with the studs about thigh high. Gebhardt, Bariga Toyama Now Fernandez with yellows for Madison. N4 down on the ground has the lone yellow for Omaha. "22 fouls so far in this one. 11 aside. Carl Craig looks on, the May Coach of the Month. The Omaha players are seeing it on the big screen. They wanted that to be a red. They certainly have a case. Quarter of an hour to go here at Warner Park. Omaha opened the scoring in the 11th minute. Connor Tobin equalized in the 67th. On a beautiful night in Papillion, Nebraska. Fans out here having a good time for the Owls, as they always have since they came into the league last year. Great atmosphere at Warner Park. Tyler Allen about to check in for Madison. Derek Gebhard will give way. So both wingers now have been swapped out for Madison. Suko checked out for Gomez. Now Gebhard checks out for Tyler Allen. Omaha preparing a change as well. Austin Poncho will be checking in for Elma Enfor. All the way back for Piedrahita. He got a fingertip to the Connor Tobin header. Still found its way in. That's why we're level. 10 minutes ago, that goal came. Boyce inside for Murphy. Look at Malloy doing the dirty work again. Wins it. Now Allen. Carl Craig calls him the road runner down the right wing. And he's taken down by Villader. Cleanly, though. Player down behind the play for Madison. Boyce keeps it going. Already Souza takes his space. Poncho waiting to check in still. Boyce takes it down. Good first touch. Eye on goal. Cuts in. Floats it out there towards Hurst. But too far. For the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USLW League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer, both on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs from across the Championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets, W League is set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the U.S. Head over to uslwleague.com to learn more. Now we will have that sub, Poncho in, Enfor out. A good evening for Elma Enfor. Helped spark a few chances. He gave what Jay Mims was looking for, giving him just his third start of the season tonight, 11th appearance overall. Hurst takes it down in front of Tobin. Malloy again. Comes away with it. Enriquez down for Madison behind the play. Enriquez has had a steady night in the midfield alongside Malloy. It's the relationship between those two guys that Carl Craig wants to see continue in its evolution. Enriquez just signed in mid-June. 5 appearances, all starts for Enriquez since then. The more time he has with Malloy, the more the chemistry forms, the more they each know when to go up and cover for the other. The goal is to have Malloy venture further forward a bit more often. But Enriquez needs help off the field now in the 80th minute. Owls fans hoping for something to cheer about down the stretch here. Enriquez cannot continue. Noah Fuson will check in. Restart with the ball in Piedrahita's hand. That's when the whistle blew to tend to the Enriquez injury. 10 minutes to go plus stoppage time. It might be a pretty big number for stoppage time as well with the injuries we've seen here in this second half. Probably have nearly a quarter hour to go, all in all. Boyce, his night is over as he comes to the sideline. We take a look at his goal tonight for the Owls. Watch it closely. Put it through the far netting. His second goal of the season. His fourth for Union Omaha overall, dating back to last year. One of the emotional leaders of this team. That brings in Ethan Vanacore-Decker. Vanacore-Decker, this is his 10th appearance this season. No goal or assist yet. After last season when he had 3 goals and was tied for the league lead with 6 assists. Has not yet found that form. Has been dealing with some injuries. Getting back to full health. He has it now. End line. Vanacore-Decker chips it far side. Long run for Ali Hudzich to keep it in. Verdi Souza tries. And he runs into Fuson. Spoke a bit about it earlier in terms of Amir Ali Hudzich and Toby Otieno finding their full form as they get into a rhythm of more games after some injuries for the Owls, serving as mid-season acquisitions instead of going outside and getting somebody new, just getting those guys to kick it into a different gear. For Jay Mims, he said that Ethan Vanacore-Decker falls into the same category. He knows that form that Ethan Vanacore-Decker showed last season is still there. Just hasn't been able to get into a rhythm because of the injuries, because of the lack of playing time that has stemmed from the injuries. But now his 10th appearance, starting to get his legs under him. 11 shots, 5 on target this season. Jay Mims feels that first one needs to come, whether a goal or an assist. And the light bulb will go on for Vanacore-Decker. Group defending from Verdi Souza and Murphy. Whistle goes against Madison. Vanacore-Decker again. They're feeding it to him with the fresh legs. Vanacore-Decker, heavy on the touch that time. That's a very positive sign for the Owls. Not afraid to take it into space, flash that speed. Fresh into the game. Hoping to be a difference maker here down the stretch. Vanacore-Decker has to step off the field. He's wearing a couple of bands that Kevin Ficar said he had to take off before he gets summoned back on. Had to get rid of them. Now ventures over to the 4th official. Waved back on. Much ado about nothing in the end. 5 shots in this second half for Union Omaha, just 1 on target. Haven't threatened too much to find a second. Three shots, 1 on target, and a goal for Madison. Off the head of Connor Tobin, who's had quite the night on the back line. He's made a few key big tackles. Plenty of clearances, ever present in the middle of that back line. Had the defender save off the goal line in the 2nd minute. The complexion of the game could have entirely changed right then and there. And then equalizes in minute 67. Viadair trying to get by Allen, but the sub does well to help dig it out for Madison. Leonard springs Allen. Malloy calls forward in the middle, gets it. Busan makes a run down the left side. Malloy threads it to Gomez. Seemed like something might be on for Madison, and now it's all the way back for Brino. Getting late into this one now. Can either of these teams do their best Chattanooga Red Wolves impression? We've seen all those late goals from Chattanooga this year that have helped put them at the top of the table. Another late winner in the 87th minute for them on Wednesday night, and here we are in the 87th minute here at Warner Park. Poncho. Nobody stayed wide. Poncho having words with Ali Hodzic. Seemed like he thought Ali Hodzic would be out there. When Jay Mims speaks about some of the depth stepping up to help power this team into the second half of the season, the example he uses is Austin Poncho. Last year, after their run where they lost a couple of games in a row and they had trouble scoring goals, he gave Poncho his first start of the year on the road against Fort Lauderdale. Poncho opened the scoring in that game, helped spark this team, and after that, they went on another run that led them to the title game. Who can be this year's Poncho is the question he posited when we chatted earlier today. Could be Poncho himself again. But he's looking for somebody to step up and be that difference maker. Again, this team has just used 18 different outfield players this year. 3 of them have not topped 40 minutes. So for all intents and purposes, really been 15. Need some of that depth to step up and play some more valuable minutes. Manicourt Decker shoved down from Leonard. Clean shoulder challenge, says Kevin Ficar. Just a couple minutes to go of the 90. Plus whatever stoppage time has in store. Again, could be a big number. Think back to all the injuries we've seen here in this second half. On top of that, Omaha was issued a warning to stop some of the time-wasting antics early in this second half. Could that add up on the watch of Kevin Ficar as well? They'll redo that one. Verity Souza launched that one forward before the whistle. 90 seconds to go of the 90 minutes. Verity Souza. His opposing captain, Connor Tobin, made an impact with his goal. What could Verity Souza do? It's given away, and now he has to track back out of position. Tyler Allen trying to get around Doyle. Well done by Doyle to shield that one out for a throw. He had the assist on the boys' goal. Villader pivots. Finds Pancho. Leonard knocks it out. Pled his case that it was a Madison throw, but it's in Villader's hands. Sixth consecutive match that the Owls have not trailed, looking to make it 7 in a row unbeaten. Their lone loss, end of May on the 26th against this Forward Madison squad. 2 games they played previously, both 1-goal games. A 1-0 win for Madison, a 2-1 win for Omaha. Is a draw in the cards today. 5 minutes of stoppage time here at Warner Park. 10 of Madison's 14 goals on the season, second half goals. 8 of Omaha's 17 second half goals. Can either provide a late winner. Falls for Hurst. Vital intervention made by Diaz before that one got out to Villader. Murphy. Knocked away by Allen. Knudsen has Faraday Souza. Uses that option. And gets it right back. 4 to go. Murphy. Villader turns. Space. Not on the same page as Hurst. But wins it back. Out to Vanacore Decker. He's had a couple of opportunities already since coming in. Deflected right back to him. Off the leg of Diaz. Out from Murphy. Curled in. Third appearance of the season for Murphy. Played just 39 minutes coming into this one. Thrust into the action with the injury to Toby Otieno. That left him unable to continue. Foul against Faraday Souza.
So we're in the 92nd minute right now. This is 92nd.
Opportunities few and far between for Madison. But it was a chance taken on the corner. The header by Connor Tobin, who launches it forward now. And all the way out for a goal kick. It was a corner that was gifted to them on a bad back pass for Piedrahita from nearly midfield. Wasn't much he could do about it. Omaha turning up the heat, getting the numbers forward, keeping that Madison backline under pressure. Madison seeming like they're playing for the draw with everybody back behind the ball. Omaha trying to find an opportunity. Villader sends it across. Faraday Souza back to goal. Cuts it end line. Did well to keep it in, but nobody there to help. Look at that, nobody up there for Madison. Now Keegan enters the picture. Everybody behind the ball. Minute and a half to go of the 5 initially awarded. There haven't been any stoppages within stoppage time that would elicit anything additional. Pancho, Faraday Souza. Crowd senses something might be on here. Faraday Souza sits them back down. That ball over the top of everything, out for the goal kick. This would be a very well-earned point for Madison. Come from behind, get the goal in the 67th minute on the road against the first-place team in the league. They're in their own little logjam in the table. Omaha came in, tied with two other teams at the top, 22 points each. Madison came in as part of a four-way tie for fifth. New England, South Georgia, Toronto, the other three teams. As it stands, Madison will leapfrog them into sole possession of fifth place with 17 points. If they can hold on for another 30 seconds, perhaps here with 20 seconds to go and a throw-in from this spot of the field, maybe they could steal all three if they could find an opportunity. Out to Bariga Toyama. Is there one more chance in the cards for Madison to steal one against the Owls? Bariga Toyama blocked. Oil in the way from distance. Piedrahita had to make one last save. And that should do it. It does. Final whistle at Warner Park. Owls, Flamingos take a point each. Third meeting between these two teams this season. They each have a win, and now they have a draw. J. Mims' side goes into first place all alone with 23 points. And Madison goes above the teams they were tied with entering the day with 17 points, now tied for fourth with Fort Lauderdale in a very crowded table. Goal comes from Connor Tobin in the 67th minute to level things. Devin Boyce had the goal in the 11th minute to put Omaha up top, but they were unable to hold on to that lead. Back in a moment to wrap this one up from Warner Park. Madison out to thank the fans who made the nearly 7-hour drive. Connor Tobin willing them on over there. Very happy with the performance in the end to earn a point on the road against the first-place team, courtesy of his goal in the 67th minute on the corner kick. Omaha out to thank their fans as well, always creating a great atmosphere here at Warner Park ever since last season. They've given their fans plenty to cheer about, but in the end could not produce a winner. Take a look at the full-time highlights from this 1-1 draw between Omaha and Madison. Plenty of action early on. Connor Tobin helps spark this team defensively and offensively. Second minute, game flips on its head if Omaha can find the opener right here. First is Brino at the stop, then it's Tobin off the forehead. Greg Hurst, 7 goals on the season, would not get his 8th, courtesy of Connor Tobin. But Devin Boyce would get his 2nd. And he would put it through the net on the far side. Good find from Connor Doyle, his 4th assist for the Owls. Then in the 67th minute, well done on the corner. Out to Malloy. Tobin That's a textbook header right down into the grass to the far corner. Not much Piedrahita could do about it. He bows to the fans that made the drive, and they tie things up at 1. That's how it finishes. Omaha doubled up Madison on the shots. Possession split down the middle nearly. Another hard-fought game between these two teams. They played 2 one-goal games up in Madison, and they draw here in Omaha. They will meet again on August 21st. Look at the standings. Union Omaha will be facing off again on Saturday, July 24th against FC Tucson. Make sure you tune in at 9 p.m. on ESPN+. First place team now with 23 points. Chattanooga has a game in hand. They're tied with Greenville, 22 each. And there is Madison creeping up the ladder, now in 5th place, tied with Fort Lauderdale, but with 2 games in hand. Fans packed Warner Park on this summer night. They were treated to plenty of action early. They get a goal in the 11th, but they would see their team concede in the 67th and see 2 points go away. But they're still in first place. Plenty to be happy about in Papillion, Nebraska. For the rest of my incredible crew, I'm Joe Malva saying good night from Warner Park. Omaha 1, Madison 1. Friday night action in League One. Plenty more to come this weekend. You can find it all right here on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.